Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome. Here it is, Monday. First thing I want to say is Red will not be, according to Chris, will not be doing a live. I believe Red will be up and running tomorrow. He gets home sometime today. Yeah, he's having a vacation from hell. Okay, really, it's not good. Bunch of older people, and the ship's been tossed, and it's like Gilligan's Island all over again. But anyway, they're going to make okay. Their little water's a little more stable. Well, a couple things I want to bring up. I invited Mr. Collins Manna here because I want him to talk the technical side of things and how things happen. Okay. First thing I want to say is, that as set up that we're going to more than one merchant. I believe he said 10. Probably a random a rotator of some type, so not everyone gets the same amount to even it out. As said when he came on the webinar the other day, and it was said by hopefully many, many hundreds of people, thousands, I would believe. I know we said it on the live every day. We even did an extra live. What As said was, we're going to start this up, and the shock to the system, when I mean shock to the world, not just the system, was here's a company that came from nowhere and is moving money around like it's a unicorn company. That's exactly what happened. And the problem is the money's not going one direction, it's going two. Yes, you could get a company. Somebody told me Amazon brings in more money than that. Amazon's been in business for 25, 30 years. Okay. That's why they started off selling used books. They started off bringing in a whopping few thousand a month, and then they went to what we see today. Same with Apple. Same with Microsoft. They started slow and they gradually moved up. They didn't come onto the scene as a heavyweight champion of the world. They didn't come on as Mario Andretti. Okay, they came on. They came on like massive. It was just totally massive. And because they pay two directions, it would automatically make red flags go off, and it did. Now, eventually, let's get this out of the way. Eventually, we will have our own type of terrarium where everything is enclosed and unpassive. And I believe that'll be a huge terrarium with billions of people in it. I really believe that. And but that's not tomorrow. So in the meantime, they've come up with different modified, customized paying methods. But here's the important thing I want to say. When he said, okay, we come up with something else in the midterm, we think it'll be great. But please pay one time and wait 60 minutes. First, he said wait 1 hour. Now, because founders, and I hate to beat this dead horse, but I have to because I'm tired of people doing stuff not thinking. People went in, used the same card at rapid fire. I mean, as fast as they could. Now, thank God that the brakes were built in from on passive side and it didn't go to the merchant side because they're not going to play this. You start bombarding maybe one, even though it's in a rotator, you're using the same card, rapid fire, boom, 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 red flag. It's going to make a problem. And you don't have one person doing that. You might have tens of thousands doing it. When I first saw that, it was like, oh my God, we're done with this part of it again. We're going to have to move to the next phase. And that could be a longer term. So nobody listened. They did it rapid fire. In fact, I've had people even rate me. I was lucky I got 7 in before they shut it down. Because you got 7 in and so did another 1,000 people, that's why it is shut down. Pay 1 hour, let it go. Now, things are slower now. Why? Because the brakes have mechanically been installed by who? On passive. Because founders in general, not everybody, don't get crazy, can't be trusted on paying when they can pay. we came from nowhere and we're massive amount of money moving to Dubai to what come on, it's a shock. Use your imagination. They're working on it. We're going to see it slowly increase. I haven't had a chance to get any text from Ask, but I'm going to tell you what I believe. As time goes, they're going to modify this thing so they can take a little more, a little more, a little more, and maybe put, which is going to take some work, a coding of some kind where it cuts back the individual or a country or wherever the abuse is. Okay, instead of all of us going through this cutback, I think it'll be modified. I know it'll be increased. Okay, the site's moving faster already, but the payment, I believe there's a window, and I'm going to tell you why I say this. Yesterday, I went to make a payment, same card. I didn't do anything crazy. I went to make a payment, did not go through. 15 minutes later, I did it again. It went through like butter. Boom. I was like, well, wow, that's cool. I believe there's a rotating like window of time that if you hit that window, now obviously we don't see it, but if you hit that window, you can pay. Have people paid? Yes. I think people are paying all the time. The difference is it's not massive because people went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? They went too hard, they hit it too hard, and it hurt us all. It will be modified, things are happening, but every time we don't listen, we're not asked to do a lot, but every time we don't pay attention, we cause a bottleneck. It's not the company, it's definitely not the branding. We have our dream team all over the world. They just went to Africa. Whole lot of handshaking, a whole lot of papers being signed. I don't know what it is. I'm going to let Ash explain it, but it's nothing but good, real good. The power is there. They're doing that for us. The least we could do, we don't have to shovel. We don't have to pay electric. We're not paying people. We're not buying buildings. We're not advertising. We're not marketing. We're not get our name in a train station. We didn't have to do any of that. In fact, he gave the money back, the founder position. We're here from the grace of God, and Ash is loves people. Thank God. Even with our faults. Yeah, we all make mistakes. I've done it, you've done, but please, there'll probably be new instructions out. If we hear him and Ash wants us to say it, I'll say it. If he puts it in the back, a lot of times when he tells us, he puts it in the back office too, which is good. But we'll say it and tell you, here's what we need to do. Boom. Or he'll have another webinar. Because keep in mind, before this happens the second time, 2.0 payment area, he was telling us about the A-bomb, what's coming, all the big events, the big news, and what happens. We didn't pay attention. We raced in and did it. Now I'm gonna hit another thing, and I'll turn it over. But I'm giving these guys some fuel too, because I know Collins is listening, so is Chris. But here's the other thing I want to tell you. If when we have all this going on, okay, and if we just did what we were supposed to do, our part will be smooth. All we got to do is wait. Remember, whatever we see, the rest of the company's running. They don't stop everything. So these products that would have normally maybe came out in October, November, December, January, they're getting piled up. They're going to come out, and they're going to come out boom, 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 boom. Okay, they don't stop the company because of one area. It's one area. It's a big area, but remember, just let's do what we need to do. Let's think about what's going on. Think about what we're doing. And I want to tell you something. I know Ash said, and I'm going on the limb here, but I believe this. First, remember it's Ash MUFAREH. Not going to try to take advantage. He's not going to try to. He thinks about you all the time. Every time I talk to him, he always brings up, well, can the founders do it? Do they understand? I want to make. He's always worried about you. I'm just telling you. You either believe me or you don't. Doesn't matter. It's fact. That's what happens. But he said, I'm going to give you ample time to pay. And then, boom, we're going to start giving out the people from this holding pen, the ones they've collected for about a year now, maybe even more. Everybody, ooh. I'll probably give you a week to 10 days. Now, because people only hear every other word, we can pay. We better do it in a week. That's what people heard. That's not what was said, but that's what people heard. We got a week to pay. Oh my God, the ceiling's fallen. I'm gonna. They were running cars through so bad they melted. They were just a glob of plastic laying on the table. Big mistake. That's not what he said. When things get moving and he feels everybody had an opportunity to pay, let's remember we're talking about Ask Me Far. Let's not get crazy. I can see if you're talking about a regular CEO. This man is far from regular. And Ash, I love you. You know I mean good by this. But you are one crazy individual in a good way. Here's what I'm saying. When this happens, you know he's not going to go, okay, I'm giving out people today. And if you think he would, there's something wrong with you. You don't know this man. We've all heard him. Most of us are in because of an audio we heard from a guy we didn't see. That's why most of us are here, a lot of you. Okay. So he's not going to do that. Do the right thing. Do it slow. The biggest damage and the biggest problems I'm hearing has nothing to do with the company. Zero. Had a guy call me. This payment thing doesn't work at all. All right, I got to talk to you because I'm trying to communicate. Okay. So we get on the phone. I said, what are you talking about? I try to withdraw. It doesn't work. Okay. Let's break this down a little better now. My crystal ball's completely out of batteries. What are you talking about? I said, how much do you have in your account? He said 107. He's trying to withdraw the credit that he gets to buy the product. No names here, but this is what's going on. And it's not because the guy's dumb. He's not listening. People get in this trance. Slow down. Another call. I'm just giving you examples, and this is one out of hundreds. Marty, I don't get it. Why is everybody else paying 143 and I cost 240? Well, there's something I want to say, but I'm nice. I say, well, I think you just paid Bro Connect as a customer. I'm not a customer. Look, I know computers. I've done this for a long time. Okay, do you have your founder tab in there, like at your profile? Let me look. No, I'm not in O Founders. Do you have the O Founder tab? No. Hmm. Hmm. And your thing, does it say you can delete it? Yeah. Hmm. You're a customer. You're not a founder. Well, how do I get my money back? Well, what company do you know that gives you money because you had a brain fart? Nobody. Nobody pays you for doing something dumb. I'm not putting anybody down. I don't know how to say this. I want people slow down, find out what's going on. If you look at something, here's what I want to tell you. When you go to push pay and you don't see $143, you're paying the wrong area. You are not funding your account. Get that in your head. No one, no founder, customers might be, no founder is funding an account. You're going in and you're buying, you're purchasing O Connect. And if you paid more than 143, newsflash, you're about to go in one step beyond. Okay, you're about to go to the twilight zone. You did something wrong. Slow down, please. So I'm just saying this because this is what's happening. I want people, if you brought somebody in, you should hold yourself responsible to take care of them. There's too many people stuck in the middle that don't know where to go. And that's crazy. Some of them don't know there's lives. Some of them don't, because the person above them either was a quitter or never had the vision or doesn't have any faith, doesn't have nothing, no trust. So if you know people out there like that, gather them in. Let's all help people like that. Not just everybody call Chris Johnson, okay? Even though he's a big teddy bear and will accept it, don't do it. Because he can't answer all your questions. And it drives him insane because he can't fix everything. So don't do it. You've got Sunday, you've got Heroes. Every Sunday. There's other meetings you can go. I've been to Heroes. That's where I would go. Why? You get the truth. If they don't know, they'll say, we don't know. We'll find out. That's what you want. You want the truth. Okay, I'm not putting down any other meetings, but I'll tell you this. I go to O Founders, and there's 7,000 meetings a day, 7,000, 7,500, and yet thousands of people don't know anything. What's going on in these meetings? I mean, are you playing shuffleboard? I mean, I don't get how the communication can be nothing. Seriously, we get questions that just mind blowing. Slow down, everybody. Nobody's going to leave you. I'm in this company mainly in the beginning and now is because everybody wins. I did the MLM. I work with 98% of the people looking in their eyes and know that they don't have a freaking chance. That's why I'm here. That's why I built the team early. Why? I built a sales team. It's because I believed in what I saw. And I know when I go see people, my gosh, they're going to make it. They're going to do well. Anyway, I'm done yabbering. I only took 17 minutes. I'm going to, who wants to, don't shake your head, Chris. I'll wallop you right now.
I'll go next because Collins is what I call our last caller, baby. Welcome, Collins.
Thank you, everybody.
You touched on a lot of things that I wanted to touch on, but I can brush up on a few. First of all, I want to let you know that you're right. I got calls all night and text all night for the same thing. So what I'm asking all the leaders in every country to do is to take this live or the lives we've done in the past, put it on your webinar that you do quite a bit every single day, translate what we're saying into your language, because I'm getting them. I'm not picking on anyone, but I'm getting them from all over the world. But a lot of them are from India and Bangladesh, my two favorite countries in the whole world. So I know you guys do multiple webinars on a daily basis. I see them. I'm asking if you could share this in your webinar and then translate it into your language. It'll help out a lot. I'm going to give you all something to put in your head. It's a song. It's Don't Worry, Be Happy. I want you to hum that song in your head all day long. Now, I've seen a lot of people in this chat and all the questions I get. I've tried it 1 hour, 2 hours, 24 hours. I still haven't gotten in. That's when you walk away, go cut your grass, break the leaves, take a shower, and just chill. Don't let this stress you out. But still, I will trade me not getting into a phone call for 30 years of busting my ass in an auto factory. Hold on. You see what I'm saying? You guys are stressing out about, I can't get in. Stop stressing out. I'm telling you this straight up. I'm a nice guy, but man, it gets annoying when this message has been put out for 3 days now that you've exceeded your limit. Be patient. Try again in 30 minutes. It's telling you nothing's broken. Everyone's saying what's broken. Nothing has broken. Ash MUFAREH and the tech team and everyone else that's in this has slowed the system down because they're trying to slow you down. The first thing I saw yesterday was I got 16 of my accounts done. Next, I got 7 of my accounts in. Like Marty said earlier, that's the problem. Do one. Wait now. You're not going to miss anything. This 7-day thing, what Ash was talking about, has people in a craze. You guys act like this is a one-time deal. This is going to go on the rest of your life. People are going to be coming from all over the world the rest of your life to get into on a passive, and they got to all come through Founders. All right. I beat that so much, I don't know what to say, but you don't need to text me and call me. You don't need to send me the message that is clearly easy to read. It says right there, try again in 30 minutes. Keep trying. And if you get tired of trying, go do something else. Now, I did see something cool today. I shared on my Facebook about technology, and I thought it was cool. They show this cemetery, grave site, and the people are now putting QR codes on your family members that passed tombstone. And when you click on it, it shows a video of their life or a special thing. I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. How I would love to get that done and put on my mom, my dad's, grandparents, and people. You walk into a cemetery. Listen, cemeteries are boring. Look, here lays Chris Johnson, born November 24th, 1965, died, 5,000 years later, I hope. And that's it. It doesn't tell you who you are, your life. But now you're going to put a QR code on that tombstone, right? And it's going to show a video clip or maybe a little history of his life or her life. How cool is that? It's a way to make cemeteries shine in a dark place. Let's put it that way. Happy birthday if you got a birthday today. If it is your birthday any day of the year, happy birthday. You're still the luckiest people in the world. And even though you can't get in to pay for your account because the system is slowed way down, you're still the luckiest person in the world. I ask you to take a break from it. Matter of fact, I do this. How about today? What's today? Monday. How about this side of the world only do it for the next 2 hours, and then this side of the world only do it for the next 2 hours? Think like that. So I'm asking everyone to back way off right now. Do one call every hour. That's it. And if you get in, great. If you don't, wait another hour. But I promise you, you'll all get in. Each day, this is going to get better and faster. And that's all I can tell you. That's what Ash MUFAREH said. They're adding things to make this even go better so they can get back up to speed. But nothing's broken. It's a clear message to you what exactly is going on. All right. And that's all I can tell you. But I would like to ask Collins, number one, thank you for being here. Why would they slow something down like this, Collins? Why? Tell me. Back to you, Collins.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Marty. Yeah, that's a really good question. There are two applications. Last night I was talking to Marty. I think we had this chat even in Heroes. So we always look at, especially in the IT world, two applications that are really delicate: health application and banking application. With those two applications, because health, you are dealing with people's life. Banking, you are dealing with people's money. So most of these two applications, they always come with a lot of regulations and compliance. Now, let's look at the processor. When you are building a banking processor, there is a lot of regulations and compliance. And all this compliance must be coded. For instance, they always ask yourself, what if this happened? What do we do? So all of this information must be coded. Now, there's a question. If we are looking at it, you ask yourself, what if? Because I've seen a scenario where certain amount of money hits an account. Sometimes they will send you an alert that this money is there. Are you sure this money is legit? You say, yeah, it's good. Some bank would even block the account before you notice. It's not the bank blocking, it's the information, because they've already told the processor, when it gets to this level, shut it down or flag it. So the processor now will flag it, and the bank, those who are working on, they can see the flag coming and say, okay, what is happening with this account? Oh my goodness, this X amount of money is here. And it takes time. When it flags, it takes time for the system to adjust, because they have to go through all the process to investigate. The investigation and stuff is the delay. Now, Mr. Ash looked at all of these things, said, you know what? Processor has been built by this. Remember, we are using third-party processor, because, again, ONPASSIVE is coming with their own processor, with the banking processor, which will be 100 times better and robust, because they know the volume that is coming. Now, Ash told us last meeting, he said, you know what? If they tell us to do something, to follow the rules that the company is giving, we will never listen. And it's true. That's human being. We will never listen. Some people will listen. Some will say, no, I will just go and hammer that side. ONPASSIVE say, you know what? We will put a check in front the processor. And that's what Mr. Ash told us. Put a check and stop it before it hit the processor. Because the truth is, if the processor, we push a lot of information, that's money, front and back, coming and going in and out, what will happen? The processor will shut down. And some processor, if they shut down, it can take 2 months, 3 months to build it back again, or you just abandon it and then start to look for different mechanism. Mr. I said, no, we don't want it to happen. We've gone through that process again. We don't want to go through that process. Let us regulate it. Now they told us about, please, once a day, let us be considerate in the way. Nobody will be left behind. People still push it again. But thank God, the processor is working. But now ONPASSIVE said, no, we'll have to put a break, deal with the volume, open it up slowly, deal with the volume, open it so slowly, shut it down, deal with the volume. So it is not shut down. It's just because ONPASSIVE now have decided to take everything and said, you know what, we will not allow it to the founders or the customer. We will regulate it, make sure we manage it, and then build it slowly. So nothing is broken, everything is working, but it's just that you need to follow instruction. Because I've heard there are people who go in, they paid, they tried again, after 30 minutes, they couldn't. It's because it's just putting that break, that buffer for the system to adjust, build, process the huge volume and then open up again slowly. But I believe with time, it will get better. So it is nothing is broken. It's just managing the processor so the processor will not crash. Because imagine we are 1.4 million and a lot of people has multiple accounts. They want to pay everything because they are afraid that they'll be left behind. Nobody will be left behind, but let us just be, just be vigilant and try to be considerate and said, no, this is our business. We don't want to make the processor to fail. And thank God, Mr. Ashford will not allow it. They've just put it. So ONPASSIVE now is managing everything from their end before it moves to the processor slowly. And that's the only thing out there. But the technicality is the code behind to flag any unusual processor. And remember, ONPASSIVE is new in the market. They'll say, which company is this coming with this volume of transaction, which is just crazy. As MARTY said, when Apple came, some people argue that Apple came, they started slowly and the money was one way. When you buy Apple phone, what happened? It goes to Apple. To push money into an organization is different. But when money is going through and fro, it's crazy because millions is going in, tens of millions coming out. They'll say, my goodness, the money is not even holding in the holding place. Immediately, Mr. MUFAREH is paying out. The company is paying out, which is unusual for any business. So the processor will like, no, I've not seen this. Every time flag, because it wasn't designed to do all of these things. But when the company like ONPASSIVE will build, what will happen? They already know the system. They know the money is just coming and then bouncing back. They will build it according to the way ONPASSIVE mechanism works. And that's what I want to throw out there, that we just have to be careful and just follow instruction as the corporate is standing up, because they are the ones saying it. But I'm talking from outside, like what I know, how processor and things like this work, especially when it comes to banking application and health application.
Boom.
Fantastic. Now
one more thing I forgot.
Yeah, go ahead.
I apologize. Collins, thank you. That was what I needed to hear. I had quite a few people in the last 2 days, maybe 10 people say they got through, they paid, but they didn't get their own connect in their office, but they took the money. That's perfectly okay, because I asked support about it. They said it could take 24 to 48 hours because they're so overwhelmed. And actually, I had Richard Lamott on a webinar last night. He said, Chris, I love you from the bottom of my heart. 20 hours, and he got it. So be patient. You don't have to text me. Do not text support. I'm giving you all the answers right now because we don't want them even more overloaded. So if you paid for it and you don't see it in your back office right away, wait 24 to 48 hours. It will show up. Looks like about 15 to 20 hours it takes that I've seen. All right, Marty, back to you.
Fantastic. Everything's good. Mr. Collins, thank you. You exactly did what we needed. Okay, definitely. And you have been a big asset to this company for sure. Anyway, what Chris was talking about reminded me of something. I'm reading all this stuff and I kind of lost touch with what it was saying. Say something again that you were talking about, Chris, because I have an idea, but I can't remember what it was.
Don't worry, be happy.
No. Just now.
Just talking about basically that everything's slowed down.
Oh, yeah. That's it. I got it. Remember, and Collins can back this up. I just want to get stuff clear. As you noticed yesterday, not only had that slowed down, the site was moving very slow also. So here's what I believe. I'm not an IT guy, but I've seen a lot of websites 20 years around this stuff, okay? I believe the payment processor you pay, the coding triggers many things after the payment goes through. One is a notification letting you know that you have an affiliate tip paid, let's say. The other one is a receipt saying you paid. The other one is it processes through the system and now opens up OConnect for you. That's another thing that happens. Then it goes, like I said, to commission. They're notified there. They're also notified in their own mail that your commission went through. So there's a lot of little things that fire off from one transaction. Now, picture thousands, and the system's moving slower. So the reason you're not getting, hey, I paid for it, how come I don't have it yet? You see it's moving slower. So you can't move a website slow and expect the coding to go fast. I just don't think that's the way it works. So if you pay for this, you got to wait, like Richard Lamott said, and Chris just said, when things speed up, everything will speed up. This is I want Collins to come in and tell me if I'm full of crap or if he thinks I'm right. But when you do that, wait now, because you know things are slow. You're going to get that result that you might have normally got in 15 minutes. It might take 24 hours until things get going like they can go. We know it can be fast. So anyway, I wanted to add that up to Chris said that he reminded me.
And we're not yelling at anybody. Some guy just said your lives return to rants. We're just reminding you, we talk a little louder in our lives because we want you to hear us a little better. But we're not yelling at anybody. We're suggesting things to do that'll make the process work better. That's it.
Yeah.
Remember Marty, again. Go ahead, Colin.
Marty, you're quite right, because if we look at it like before, this is something new. Like ONPASSIVE is something new. Even Ash have said it, that they learn as they go. Sometimes they do something because left to Ash want to move everything in the speed of light, but that's not in the real world. That's not how it works. So when you come to the code, you must take it slowly. You can say, all right, I want to trigger this information every minute, every second. But what if it's a bulk information and it crashed the site? Because they have to monitor the site. There is something which, when you are moving information, especially heavy data coming in, they call it load balancer. Those who are IT, they'll know it in IT field. You have to balance the load, the traffic coming. So there's a system that you can look at it when the site is about to crash. The system gives you an alert. It can say red is crash. When it's red, when it's amber, it's telling you, oh, it's about to crash. And when it's red, the system is down. There's nothing you can do. So they have all this mechanism in place. But what if, all right, with what is happening now, I say, you know what? Maybe we've been moving too fast, too slowly. The engineer just said, no, we can't go that way because the system will crash. Let's trigger everything every 30 seconds. So the moment you pay, you will not receive that alert, that email after 30 seconds or maybe 15 minutes. Then you say it in your email. These are all things that can happen within, the development, software development house, like the way they work in Hyderabad. They monitor this thing and they say, no, it's not really good. Don't we want to move fast? But how fast can we go? We were talking about 1.4 million founders, and those also come in maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 million, and soon we'll be hitting billions. So the thing will be happening, but again, they will expand it, they stabilize it, they move it. You have to scale it, and then you stabilize it, you scale it, you stabilize it. So if you don't do that, the system, I know all of us are anxious. We want things to move very, very fast, but that it's easy to say it than doing it. So in the real world, that's not what will happen. In the real world, it doesn't happen. You can say, I want to push this button to go 100 meter high and drop back immediately. Yes, you can say it, but in the real world, you can't get it done. You need to think about it. What will be the impact? What would this, if we do this, what if come down and explode everything? All of these things are things that you know, in building software, all of these things, they must put it in place. And we're talking about banking processor. There is a lot of regulations. There is a lot of risk analysis, a lot of things happening behind the scene. And all of this must be implemented in the code, where if there is something, the system will flag it and say, no, it's not right. Shut it down. Not Mr. MUFAREH shutting it down, not the people sitting in the office in the bank. No, it's because they have implemented that particular thing within the code to act, to behave that way when there is an unusual transaction. But as we said, most of those processors we're using now has been implemented. We can't change a lot of things there. We just have to use it the way it is until we get our own, where Mr. MUFAREH and the tech team will say, you know what, this is ONPASSIVE. Let's do it the ONPASSIVE way. We want everything moving fast because that's who we are. You know, most of those processors was not built in that format. We just have to manage it from our end. And I thank God that Mr. MUFAREH said, no, we will not allow the founders to do it because not everyone will listen. Let us put a break from our side, monitor it as it goes in. You put a gateway and say, you bring it in. We will control it before we let it to the processor. And that's the beauty about it. But let us just be patient, as Marty and Chris have said, and everything will work smoothly.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Listen, I want to say something. I know yelling. I'm not yelling. Okay. I yell at the dog when he pees on the floor. I'm concerned. Okay. If I wasn't blunt, I wouldn't be me. I can only be me. And when I'm concerned and I'm writing something like this, it's because I want it better for you. No joke, no doubt about it. If it takes being blunt, there's other lives. You don't have to come here. But I want to be truthful with you. I always have. I have to look at me in the mirror, okay? I live with me. I want to give the truth. I want to make sure that you don't get burned. I don't want to slow things down because of our side. The company has enough problems. They built something that never happened. They're working on something that's never existed. And it's the size of something we can't even imagine. So, I'm just saying, let's try to pay attention, try to do the right thing. And remember, all of us three and many, many other people are here because we want to help. We want you to be, I can't wait to see and hear testimonials of how ONPASSIVE has changed your life. It has changed most of our life now, and that's without making a dime so far. So it's a big deal. The impact of ONPASSIVE is big, 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 and only going to get bigger. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming. About 600 people today. Not bad for 3 guys and a Chris. 2 guys and a Chris. I'm just kidding.
It's actually, wait a minute. I'm going to take that back. I love everyone that's on this live today, but we got 1,400,000 plus founders who need to hear the same message. Share it out. All you people that are from different countries that speak English and your language, share this message to them so we can get this everything back up to speed. Now, as Marty said, go to see other webinars. Julie and Michael at 3 o'clock today. They got a really good message. Always do. They're going to put out. You got, I think, Comfort coming on at 4. Is Comfort coming on at 4 today? You got the Minnow at 9:30. Oh, we forgot to tell them. We forgot to tell about the Minnow show, and we kicked the girl's butt again. This guy, 5 in a row, first answer.
5 answers in a row. I almost passed out. Hey, by the way, at 7 o'clock, Julie Pierre has a webinar.
No, that's Wednesday.
Oh, thank God. It's not tonight?
That's Wednesday.
Oh, I'm going to be okay. She's calling me right after this. That's right.
She wants to talk to you about it.
I know. Nobody trusts me. Can you believe that?
Well, look, you forgot it already.
I just forgot the day. Anyway, Wednesday at 7 o'clock or maybe 8.
And we won with, she's calling. We won without our star player, Eric. What do you want, lady?
I don't believe Marty. I don't believe Marty.
She doesn't believe you, Marty.
Good morning, Collins. Collins is the nicest and the sweetest guy on this panel. Good morning, Collins.
Good morning, Julie. Good morning.
You hear what you just said, Marty?
I know I'm hurt. Tell her I'm hurt.
Man, my heart's sore now.
Oh my.
Can you hear it? All right.
Just show me those dimples and I'm gonna be happy.
Show her the dimples.
Hold on, I've got another set.
All right, I make sure, Julie, I corrected him. I'll make sure he calls you.
No, Julie, are you calling me now after this?
Ross, you did well last night.
Julie, are you want Marty to call you after this live?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I call her on instant message?
Pass on my number to Marty so he can call me, please.
He's gonna call you on. Oh, you want him to call him on this number? Is this instant message?
I'd like to call her on instant message. I could use my computer
Yeah.
that way.
So I'll give him your Facebook instant message. He'll call you on.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. You got her anyway.
I'll call her, yeah, because I'm already in trouble.
Here, watch this though. You know what I got to do now, right, Julie?
Give Collins my number. I need to speak with Collins for the following week.
All right, Collins, you're on for next Wednesday.
All right. What time?
7:30? 7 or 7:30, Julie? What time on Wednesdays?
Yeah, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern.
Yeah.
All right.
It's only 2 o'clock in the morning for Collins. That's okay.
I'll try.
It's only midnight. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
1 o'clock. Yeah.
All right, I hang up
That's
on
all
you now.
right. He doesn't have to sleep until 2025.
All right, I dare you to hang up on me. There she
Oh,
did.
she did. All right. Thank you, everybody. We love you all of us, really. And yeah, it's Monday. You know, say a prayer for Red and his family. They went to hell, man. No kidding. That was far from a vacation. Okay. He'll be back tomorrow. And Shorty thanks everybody for the birthday wishes. He couldn't believe it. And he says, Casey's Evanberg, and he's at school, so I had to do it for him. Anyway, I'll see you all. Thank you. No joke. Collins, unbelievable. Thanks, buddy. You'll be back. Sorry.
Thanks,
Your
Marty.
Your life's never going to be the same.
You said it, Marty.